Hey boys and girls, before the video begins, I want to let you guys know I actually already have another video that came out. Same thing, but I did two recordings. One was really long when I did a bunch of different things, which is going to be this video you guys are watching. I just kind of looked at them, but essentially it's the same thing as the Orlandeau spotlight before, but this here is like an Orlandeau movie. It was like 20-30 minutes long of doing a review of just kind of talking about Orlandeau and just talking about all those shenanigans about him. So if you are looking for something that's a little bit shorter, like 20 minutes or less, you should definitely check out that video in the comment section below to kind of see what that is. And if you really want to, you can definitely watch this one too. I do talk about kind of the same things I did talk about in the other one, but I also do some fighting and showing him off or whatever in this video. So if you're interested in the long version, you can stick around here. If you want to watch both, please be my guest. No big deal. But either way, enjoy the video. It's coming up here. Enjoy this Orlandeau movie, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below of the length and everything. Thanks a lot, guys. Enjoy. Hey everyone, welcome back. It is Vortie here, and we're going to be doing a spotlight review. As you can definitely see, the screen is busy as hell here, and we're going to be doing a spotlight on our boy Orlandeau. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at Orlandeau, right? We're going to take a look at what he's all about, what this homie is doing. Just, what is he? What does he do? So first we'll look at the stuff that you can see on screen here as far as what you can see in-game. Then we'll kind of look at what's actually written on the presentation screen there. And then we'll just maybe look at some other stuff as well. So as of right now, Orlandeau, when you go to details, it tells you a little bit about his stats. So his limit breaker gives him the ability here for pots. So I have 40 extra hit points into hit points there, 0 for MP, 0 for attack, 0 for defense. I gave him some magic pots I had lying around. It's the only thing I had. So I gave him that and hoping that he would level up to 99 or 99 to 100, which he didn't. I think we'll farm more characters. But anyways, he has those. So eventually he's going to be fully potted. I'm going to give him everything. He's going to be one of my big damage dealers. So that's what I'm looking at doing for him. Let's go back here. I'm actually going to show you guys some. What does this actually do? Wow! Look at all those buttons. We won't touch that. Alright. Under menu, under guides, under units, we're gonna go find Orlandeau. Orlandeau, hello, where are you? And before I actually already passed him, well, he should be at the bottom. Methinks he should be at the bottom. Yes, 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 yes. I could have sworn I saw him earlier. What is this? What are all of these? Noctis. Okay. I am blind as a bat. I could have sworn I saw him earlier at the front when I did this earlier. Look at all these. Wow, look at all these characters that we have not seen yet. There's Orlandeau. So stupid of me. Alright, so Orlandeau. So if you actually click up here, you can actually see what he looks like when he's idling, which is what he's doing right now. Attack. That's what he does when he attacks. That's his animation. Chant, where he's getting ready to attack. Magic. Magic. Limit burst. Boom. 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 Super cool. When he wins, and then he stands like a goddamn beast, just standing there. Super badass. Dying. No. Loss. Just face plants. Classic. Idle. Just sitting there, cape blowing in the wind. Super good. Alright, so that's Orlandeau's stuff here. So it says, so a little bit of information here on him. If you want, you can actually pause and read the story on him if you don't have him. He's an absolute beast. So job is holy swordsman, gender male, race human. Over here, he says, keep your back to the wall and always attack from behind. These very words have saved me in the past. What's changing here? Nothing. So here he says, I refuse to participate in a fight which has no meaning. I beg you, please, do not forget this. You must walk the path that you and you alone believe. And then it's like I'm looking upon a childhood friend. I'm truly blessed with good companions. So what these things mean here, this is his story. This here is when he levels up. This is here when he fuses or something? Can't remember. This here is when he fuses. I refuse. Yeah, no, sorry. Awakening, that's what that human thing does. That's awakening. So when he awakens from 5-star to 6-star, he says this. This here is summoning. When you summon him, this is actually the verse he uses. And then for this one here is the trust mastery. When you unlock his trust mastery, this is what he says to you when you unlock his trust mastery. So that is our boy Orlandeau. Absolutely awesome. Did their background change for the characters? So yeah, it's all the same because they're from Final Fantasy Tactics. I guess the background is whatever background I'm inside right now. Yeah. Alright, cool. So that part is that for Orlandeau. So the next, yeah, because that's my background. So the next part we're going to look at here is actually going to be, as you can see here, we're going to talk about some of the abilities that he poses and that he has. So he's got a crush weapon. So we're going to be looking at the top left there. And I ordered them kind of by icons so that you understand which ones they are and how they are displayed. So crush armor. Crush armor gives Orlandeau physical damage of 1.9 multiplier and decreases the attack and magic by 40% for 3 turns to the enemy he hits. Okay, then we have Northwain Strike, which is actually a cheaper version of the Cleansing Strike. And it's not that bad actually, because it ignores defense by 40%. So it's physical damage, 1.6 multiplier, and ignores defense by 40% to one enemy. Beastly, right? Then you have Cleansing Strike. Cleansing Strike does a 3 times physical attack, which is a 3 times multiplier, so it hits a lot harder. It hits a lot harder than the Northwain Strike, even though Northwain Strike reduces it by 40%, right? Because of the multiplier. So Cleansing Strike hits for the 3 times multiplier, and it has a 30% chance of inflicting confuse on the character that he strikes, okay? I'm just gonna open this up. So we have him on there. And then after that, you're looking at Divine Ruination. Divine Ruination is the move that most people use for chaining. You get the normal chain that you get from him, which is decent damage, but then you get the elemental chain from him, which is the light damage, which is beast. And the reason it's beast is because of the decreased light resistance. So this move does physical damage, 2 times multiplier, and it ignores defense by 50%. That's crazy. And on top of that, the first orb of light that hits the target will decrease the target's light resistance by 50% for 3 turns. This is why you really want to make sure that your Orlandeau has some sort of light weapon, whether it's Excalibur or Durandal, or if it really, really means that you don't have anything to use. Where did it go? Oh, I can't see it. I can't see it, but I won't be able to equip it. Where's Holy Lance? That is Holy Lance. So Holy Lance is the other weapon you can use, but the way you can only equip it is if you... There he is. So there's Holy Lance. So I can't click on it because he can't really wear it. But if you have equipped Spear TM from Fang, you can actually put that on as well, and you can have the Holy Light damage. It's actually, technically, to me, if you don't have Excalibur and Durandal and you're watching this video in the future, if you get that, might as well use the Holy Lance, because you're getting such a boost damage from this ability here that it's just crazy. The 50% light resistance decrease, you're gonna do so much damage with it. So putting on the Holy Lance might be a good idea if you don't have any other light damage weapon. Alright, so overall that's why you want to have Excalibur, and then in his second hand you want to put on something that's going to be a support, but we'll talk about that in a little bit later. So then we're going to look at his supporting abilities here that you have on the left here, right there. So we have Auto Refresh. Auto Refresh is by default 5% unless otherwise told, but it's always 5% MP back per turn. So more MP he's got, the more MP he'll get back. This can be boosted by wearing Solomon Ring, but that's another 5% if you really need it. Then you got Black Lion's Crest. Black Lion's Crest is the thing that makes him stand out even more in his damage. And it's almost like saying that Excalibur was built for him. So Black Lion's Crest increases your attack by 40% when you're equipped with a Greatsword, which is perfect because you want to put Excalibur on him anyways, or Durandal, right? So this is where you would be losing a little bit if you were using Holy Lance as an alternative. No big deal. On top of that, he's 100% resistance. Same thing from Black Lion's Crest. He also gets 100% resistance to Blind, Sleep, and Paralyze, which is pretty good to have on a melee character, especially Blind. And paralyzed for sure. If he had confused resistance too, he would be a god. It would be perfect. But no worries, you can always fix that. Next support ability he's got is called War Sense. It increases his limit burst gauge fill rate by 200%, which is pretty good. If you watched my previous videos before this came out, you would see that like he's almost always has his limit burst going on. You use it, it's already up. And he also gets a hit points boost by 30% as well. I think that's like 6-star level 39. He gets that as well. Alrighty. Ooh. Now, okay, let's look at the stuff over here. So Knight, I divided these two sections in this way because these are kind of like physical, whatever. These are like elemental / hybrid, whatever you want to call them. So you have Knight Sword. Knight Sword does physical damage of 2.1 multiplier, and it'll drain 10% hit points from the one enemy, which is pretty good. And it's 10% based off how much damage you do. Okay, you do 100 damage, you'll only steal 10 life, and so far and so forth. Then you have Dusk Blade. Dusk Blade is a multiplier of 1.4. It does physical damage of 0.3 and an MP drain of 30% to one enemy, which is not that bad. That's pretty good too. Then you get Stasis Sword. So Stasis Sword is physical damage 2.1 multiplier to one enemy. It has a 30% chance of inflicting stop to the enemy. There's just beastly, but only one enemy though, which is whatever. One enemy, it's not that bad. So you could use that. Then you got one of my favorite moves. Is called Lightning Stab. Lightning Stab is a lightning physical damage of 2.3 multiplier, which deals damage to the enemy and also inflicts or has a chance to inflict silence by 30% to that target. So this chains really, really quickly. This does 6 hits. So 6 hits is Lightning Stab. Divine Ruination is 7 hits. It chains crazy with another Lightning Stab, and it chains crazy with anybody who's got any elemental weapons equipped. It's just monstrous. Like in some situations for the first boss in the current event for Final Fantasy Tactics, Lightning Stab is way better than Divine Ruination. For many reasons. One, it costs 20 MP less, and on top of that, it chains just as much. Recently, I've been only using Lightning Stab and just cleaning up house without doing anything else at all, okay? Just using Lightning Stab for all the bosses and I just kill them. Okay, so those are his abilities. Up here, if you can see, this is what he looks like when he is 4-star, or no, sorry, not 4-star, 5-star base when you summon him. And when he awakens, so I put a little star here beside him. When he awakens, he becomes a little bit more shiny. Just his sword, his sword grows and it's a little bit more shiny, and he gets like this kind of like mini aura around him. And that's it for as far as his character. Great. Now, to look at his equipment here, you can see that his weapon or gear selection is a little bit limited. As far as his weapons go, everything else is good. However, the weapon selection he has is ideally the only weapons you really want to have on a melee character of his level anyways. He needs the great sword, which this is this one here. He needs a great sword for so he needs the great sword, which is the second one here, for Excalibur, right? And in Durandal, which is perfect. That's all he needs. Then for a support item, or I've referred to them as support weapons. Support weapon, which he needs here, is a katana, and he can equip that as well. So it's perfect. He's got really what he needs to make himself good. Then you got the gear there going from left to right. He's got small shields, heavy shields, hats, helmets, cloth armor, heavy armor, chain armor, robes, everything. He can literally wear all the gear that he would preferably need, including his accessories, which is perfect. All right? So that's kind of what we're looking at as far as his setup here, okay? Actually, I'm just going to leave that. I was going to switch it to my other screen, this one here. Or we can just leave it on this one. I'll just leave it on this one, whatever. It's a little bit busy on the screen, but who cares? Alright, now let's talk gear. So I didn't want to put like the things on here. I'm actually going to talk gear from what I have, and then that way you guys can get an idea of what's the best thing to do in him. Okay, so as of right now, I have the best possible gear I can put on him from my perspective of the character, okay? So, best in slot right now So we'll refer to main hand, offhand, okay? It doesn't matter which is which, but just in my case, main hand, offhand is what I'm talking about. Best in slot for main hand is going to be a light style weapon. First weapon you're looking at is Excalibur, okay? So Excalibur. Second level weapon you're looking at is Durandal, as of right now. So that's as of March 28th, 2017. These are the weapons. This could change later on if we get more weapons, but that's what we're looking at. Light weapon, priority number 1 being Excalibur, second one being Durandal, and then a third priority slot would be the Holy Lance. Okay? And then you have Ruin Blade, I believe. Ruin Blade as well is, I think I have it actually. Take a look here. Ruin Blade. I think this does light damage too. Yeah, so light damage. So, it's a great sword too. So let's do it that way. We'll prioritize it this way. Excalibur being the number 1, Durandal being number 2, and then between Holy Lance and Ruin Blade, you can choose which one you want. So with Ruin Blade, it is a great sword. It does light damage, and it can give you a 40% boost in damage from his TM, well, not his TM, from Black Lion. So you can test to see how much difference of damage that is, but that's another opportunity. And then you have Holy Lance. Holy Lance is a little bit tricky because you need a TM in order to be able to equip it, right? So Holy Lance is right there. So what I will do actually, we're gonna go switch over to my weaker of the version. I'm gonna remove everything. And we're gonna use them as our test dummy. Okay, obviously it's not level 100 yet, but it's enough to give us an idea of what's going on. So let's put on Ruin Blade. Where did I put you, you sack of poo? Where are you? There it is, Ruin Blade. So Ruin Blade is at 301 damage. That's if we're wearing Ruin Blade. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna equip the spear. So 301. 301, and we're gonna equip Holy Lance 306. So we get 5 damage difference between the two. But the thing is you're using up a slot for the spear, which you could easily put like 10% attack, right? And I'm assuming for free to play, okay? The reason I'm showing this stuff, the only thing about equipped spear, it's not free to play. If you've got tons of fangs and you unlock spear, equipped spear, then fantastic. But it's not gonna work if you're looking for a free to play build. If we remove this, then you're looking at getting that Ruin Blade. So let's look at the Ruin Blade. Ruin Blade. Mother F. There it is. So Ruin Blade. And if you're free to play, then you can't have anything else on here. So we're going to do a free to play build first. Free to play. Can't wear any of these things. Golden Shield is probably the best you can pick up. This is free to play as well, but again, you can't equip it because it's exclusive. So I'm just gonna put on Golden Shield because Golden Shield is, I think it's the best shield we can get right now that's free to play. Alright, free to play, there you go, that guy. Gear wise, free to play. Dark Helm is free to play, it's from the Colosseum. Demon Mail is free to play, it's from the challenges. So is Force Armor, Ice Armor as well. He can also wear Black Belt Gi, right, which is free to play. So you can put Black Belt Gi, which gives you 8 attack, or Demon Mail, which gives you 55 or 10 attack and 55 defense. So in this case, I'm going to go super free to play. I'm going to Black Belt Gi because that could be crafted. And then here, if you were here for the event that just kind of went by, the Unusual Artifact is a fantastic item for him. Right? Unusual Artifact is good to go with them as well. Then you can use the Minion Ring or Domination Ring. Why am I saying Dominion? Domination Ring is a good start for him. But if you really want to go full free to play, you can put Hyper Wrists on him, which is fine. All right. So those are that. Then we're gonna go in here, and then the best thing for him right now, free to play, right? Because I have a lot of things that are not free to play, like Blade Mastery and all that shenanigans. Free to play. We're talking about free to play. I would say Follower's Oath. Follower's Oath times 4 because it's free to play. I'm not assuming that you're farming any of the other events. There's a lot of things you could have farmed. Like you could have farmed the 15% attack from the previous events. I'm just assuming you're brand spanking new, right? And even if you're brand spanking new, you're not even looking at being able to get Follower's Oath. So maybe that's not even fair. So maybe to stay truly fair to free to play, assuming that all you can do is get the things that are craftable that you have access to right away. Let's do that. Let's do that. That way you can't say, but Vortie, that's not free to play. Well, it is free to play. So attack, attack, attack. These are craftable. Ruin Blade you can get out of a chest. Golden Shield, same thing, you get out of a chest from farming. All from the story. You can get a Black Belt Gi from playing the game. Plus you can craft it. Dark Helm is also from beating the challenges. Unusual Artifact is from the previous event, so we can remove that as well and go like this. All craftable. This is a ring that's craftable, so it's free to play. If you really wanted to, you can pick up any of these other things. Like let's pick Hero Ring because it's easier to get. So as of right now, being level 73, this is kind of the best setup you're looking at for free to play. And these could vary, right? So now let's assume that you are a player who's joined the event and you want to be able to have Durandal. So there's Durandal, so you're at 443 right away. So if you farmed it up and you got Durandal, this is why you want to pick up Durandal right away. Gives you a chance to look at him like this, right? This is Durandal. You're looking good. Let's assume that you've gotten a little bit farther. You have Dual Wield and Blade Mastery, okay? Dual Wield and Blade Mastery. So there's Dual Wield. And you were able to get your hands on Blade Mastery because you farmed your buttsack off and you're like, you know what? One day I'm gonna use it. So there you go, with Blade Mastery and Dual Wield. This changes things a little bit. The second weapon now, which is what I like to call as a support weapon. Support weapons means that you're gonna be putting on something like Blade Mastery to get an increased damage from that item. And you're gonna try and take advantage of it. So, best in slot for that would be Genji Blade. That's me assuming that you were able to beat Gilgamesh and get Genji Blade. Second best in slot would be Sakura Fubuki, me assuming that you were able to farm an additional TM. The next best in slot that I would probably say, which is a lot easier to get, is Murasame. Murasame you get from the White Dragon really early on. Most people can defeat him pretty early on. So that's Murasame. So you can have those for sure. Okay, I'm gonna assume because you are also dual wield and all those things, so you were able to actually beat the Demon Mail challenge and got Demon Mail as well. The Dark Helm doesn't have to change. It's actually pretty good. It's the one I'm wearing right now as well. Okay. As well as assuming that you were around for these events, I'm gonna pick up the artifact. And then for here, you can, if you have other additional items from previous events that are good, like Morale Talisman or whatever, you can equip those as well. But I'm just going to stick with the Domination Ring. Okay? And then for these ones, because the current event that's going on, what I'm going to put on there is going to be Follower's Oath. Because if you're doing the Ifrit fight, it doesn't matter where you are, you probably got millions of Thancreds no matter what. So this is very accessible for those who are playing the game currently. So there's no reason to say you don't have access to it. Unless you didn't do any pulls, then that's not really anybody else's fault. So you're looking at about 548 as like a free-to-play build from items that are all have been accessible from before. And the only things that are here that are different is going to be Dual Wield or Blade Mastery. So Dual Wield can be replaced with Genji gloves, which works just as well. Obviously, actually better. It works a lot better. But those are your alternatives. Okay? So if you wanted to bump this up and go even better, then obviously you're going to put on Excalibur. And if you have Sakura Fubuki, then Sakura Fubuki is the next blade up. So we're at 631 already. These stay the same. There's no reason to change them. For this, I would actually take the unusual artifact and replace it with another TM, which would be Champion's Belt from Snow. So 646. And you can play around with it to see what other ones you want to do. So if I put this on, it's 649. That's pretty much the best stuff I got right now. Okay. So as far as gearing him, really those are your options. He's a little bit limited in the gear selection he gets. Anything under the gear I showed you will just, you know, you're just not gonna get the best benefits out of him. That's all. Is he gonna be still usable? Absolutely, 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 for sure. He's still gonna be a good unit. So what are we gonna do here? We're gonna go and swap, remove, swap. He won't let me remove this guy. Set as leader, swap, remove, swap, remove. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Chamber of the Fallen. We're gonna go to the rebirth of this dude, of this guy. We're just gonna go into this here. We're not gonna bring anybody. Doesn't really matter. So we're just gonna bring the Orlandeau, and we're just gonna look at his abilities. So obviously we know that what do you call it? Divine Ruination is just gonna be beast mode. So we're just gonna use Lightning Stab with just one of them. Okay, so Lightning Stab. So he gets them almost there. So if he chained them, he would definitely kill him right off the bat. Okay. So that is his Lightning Stab move. There's not much other moves I'm going to be able to show here because not both of them are level 100. I'll be able to do Cleansing Strike as well to show you how that chains. But as far as the character themselves go, my personal verdict is he's a must-have. For those of you that want to be able to chain and go farther into the bosses. However, is he required to complete those things? No. Absolutely no. Because you can actually beat other things way... You're never going to be able to put, let's say, just like maybe 2 Orlandeaus and then go do something and say, I'm going to be able to beat this a lot easier. You can get some chains on it. It's going to make it a little bit easier, but it could all be done without him easily. Okay, I'm gonna go here. I could have skewed this a little bit by giving him Ifrit or whatever. So I'm gonna show you. We'll do this one here. Let's see how well this does. Actually, I haven't tested this one. So we're gonna use the weaker strike. It ignores defense by what was it? 40%. So they're still hitting for 700,000, which is stupid. But yeah, so overall the character is amazing. If you do have him, you should definitely be happy about it. I think I covered everything. The video is really, really long. It's like almost 30 minutes. But I got everything as far as Orlandeau goes. And I know that people do unit spotlights. They're like, you know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That's fine. But I wanted to show you everything and show you every single move. I don't think I've missed anything as far as the character themselves go. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think I got everything covered. I showed you the moves. I talked about the moves. I showed you the moves themselves. The few of the ones that actually work really, really well. You got Divine Ruination, which is really beast. You got Lightning Stab, which is good for elemental chains as well, for those who might be immune with light. The other move is Cleansing Strike you can use, which also is not that bad. It does pretty strong damage. You can also bypass other elements, right? But it's based off of the weapons you wear, so you would get 50% if somebody's resistant to light. But yeah, overall, the character is really, really good. If you do get him, be happy. As far as the gear goes, the weapon selection is a little bit shifty. It's like, so it's either you pick up the Randall right now, and later on when you get Orlandeau, you'll be set. Otherwise, you're going to have to either use Ruin Blade or something else to try and, you know, get yourself up there. In the future, I think we do get other weapons that do light damage, but I can't really tell you for sure when they're going to be there because I never paid attention to it. I don't have Orlandeau in the Japanese version, so I don't really care. But either way, thank you guys so much for sticking around. I hope this helped you guys out understanding a little bit more about Orlandeau. It is more about, it's like Orlandeau movie instead of Orlandeau Spotlight. But hopefully helped you understand a little bit more about Orlandeau, and I hope that you guys do get him in the future. If you have any additional questions, please let me know in the comment section below. I myself will try and answer them as well. If not, somebody else within the subscribers will be more than happy to help you out, as they always are. You guys are very, very helpful, and you help each other a lot, and I love it. Thank you so much for sticking around. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. I'll see you in the future content video. This is Vortie. I'm out of here. Peace.